Hello, welcome. It's Thursday, and Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about, I hope you're feeling lucky because Jupiter is all about luck and expansion and wishes come true and all that stuff, generosity. So for tonight, or at least for a little while here, I'll be offering my full one card reading for free. So no donation needed. Any question you want to ask can be asked, with the exception of any question that should be asked of a legal or medical expert. I will not answer questions regarding legal matters or medical matters. But other than that, everything else is open. I have a 5-card reading that I do. The 5-card reading encompasses several different things. I'm going to tell you what those are in a minute here. Get all my ducks in a row, if you will. So the 5-card reading, the first card is, what is my role? The second card is in the situation. The second card is, what is the role of others in the situation, if there are other people involved, or what things are beyond your control in the situation. The third card is, what is working in your favor. The fourth card is, what is standing in your way. And the fifth card is, what is the best course of action or the most likely outcome. I couldn't get Nightbot started tonight, so I'm not sure. My computer did not like Nightbot. It said I was at risk with it. I don't know what the situation is. So unless it just suddenly comes up on its own, no Nightbot tonight. So 5-card reading, I'm going to put an example reading up here so you guys can see it. See what it looks like. I'm not thinking of any particular question right now. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. So, what is your role in the situation? What is the role of others in the situation? What works in your favor in the situation? What stands in your way in the situation? And what is the best course of action or most likely outcome? So, this is how it's set up. I didn't ask a question, so no relevance to these cards at all. Just wanted to show what it looks like when I lay it down. Put the All Gifted over here. We also have oracle cards to look at. I usually will ask you if you don't have a question, you can ask to pull an oracle card, and I'll ask you, do you want the number 1, 2, or 3, and I'll pull a card from that deck and read it to you. Hi, Zara. How are you doing? I'm on earlier than I normally am tonight. So tonight, in honor of Jupiter, that's good. What's good? What's happened for you that's good? I am glad to hear that. I'm glad you're taking care of yourself. That's important. I'm okay. It's not my highest energy level today, but I got some things accomplished. I listed some more stuff on eBay and I'm working on a decollage project right now. Watched a little TV. Right now I'm heating up some enchiladas that I made a while ago. It was frozen, so I got to remember it's there. That's good. That's a lot of work. You must have a lot of energy. Well, that's cool. I've heard about subliminals. I may have even done them at some point in my life. But I definitely do the energy cleanse. I know that it's not PC anymore, but from when I was involved very heavily in the pagan community, it was totally PC, but I really like white sage. Yeah, I bet you do. So I like to burn white sage before I sit down here for the readings. This particular one is white sage and lavender, and I really like lavender too. Anyway, I got to remember to check on my enchiladas. Have you got a question you want to ask? Because tonight, through the favor of Jupiter, I'm offering my mini reading, my 5-card, 1-question reading for free. While you think about that, I'm going to go check and make sure I haven't not burned my enchiladas. I'll be right back. You'll probably hear the kitchen noises as I do that. Well, it's melted, but it's not hot yet. So should I put you on the list for people who have a question? Okay, make sure it's not a yes/no question. I'm going to put you on my queue here in case other people come in. Yeah, I like to, it's inexpensive to make, so I usually will make a big batch of enchiladas, chicken enchiladas. These are beef and bean, they're enchiladas to eat off of, because you know, food's expensive. Something wrong with Nightbot. Nightbot is not working for me right now. I'm not sure what I did to it. So I'm forced to have to put information in manually. Oh no, woe is me, first world problems. So to anybody else who's come in, I'm doing free one question readings tonight under the auspices of Jupiter. If you'd like a reading, just let me know in the chat so I can add you to the queue. I'm normally on much later in the evening, but I decided to go ahead and start this evening. Let me know your question whenever you're ready. The 5 cards, they go, the first card is what is your role in the situation, what is the role of others in the situation, or what is out of your hands if there aren't other people involved. What works in your favor, what stands in your way, and the final card is what is the best course of action or most likely outcome. Okay, let's hear it. There's like a 20-second lag, by the way. Well, we'll see. Just make sure it's one question. I think I'm saying that in response to you saying that you hope it isn't too hard. What will your next relationship detail? Okay, so let's hash this out a little bit. What do you mean when you say detail? You mean information about your next relationship? Zara wants to know about her next relationship. So we are going to give her a reading on that. Zara's next relationship. What's her role? What's the role of that person? What's working in their favor? What stands in the way, and what's the best course of action or likely outcome? All right. I think this will give you some information. I don't know if it'll give you what you're looking for, because it's not fortune telling, honey. I can't predict the future. So what is your role? 10 of Wands reversed. What is the role of others in the situation? 9 of Swords. What works in your favor? The Magician. What is the best course of action? The Emperor. And what stands in your way? The Emperor. What is the best course of action or most likely outcome? Queen of Swords. So, I would say that there's not going to be a relationship anytime soon. You've got a lot of reverse cards. It looks like you still need to be working on. What works in your favor is that you're definitely mature enough to be in a relationship with the Magician there right side up. So that's not the problem. The problem is that that person is not ready for a relationship. And that you, I don't think it's on you. I think it's the person, whoever this future person is, they're not ready for a relationship. I would say that they're either suffering some trauma right now or are getting over something right now. So that's what works in your favor. What works against you is there is a person who has some say here, has some say, like an authority figure, like a parent. And they are not looking favorably on the idea of there being a relationship. And then the most likely outcome, or the best course of action, I would say that with the Queen of Swords here reversed, it's more of a what's the best course of action. I would say that the best course of action is lay low. That sounds funny. I don't know if you have someone in particular in mind. Do you have someone in particular in mind, or are you just wondering in general if there's going to be someone? Yeah. And then you've got the King of Swords on the bottom. So there is someone, that someone is just not ready for a relationship right now. And there's a couple reasons why. There is that they themselves are kind of trying to get over something, and that they've got a person, an authority figure, who is not in favor. Yeah. I don't think this is something you're going to be seeing happening anytime soon, but the good news is you are mature enough for one. You don't really have a wandering eye. I'm not sure what you mean by that. That usually means someone who's in a relationship but cheats, either in their mind. Is that what you mean by that? So if you run into someone that you're really attracted to, but you might want to double check and just make sure they're in the right place for a relationship. Yeah, I figured you did. I think that probably, I feel like this person is probably saying you have other things you need to focus on. I mean, relationship should not be the highest priority right now. Okay. So, Oracle card, 1, 2, or 3. Oh, okay. I think there is someone that is coming up, but they're not going to be coming up right away. And it's because they've got difficulties that are going on right now in their lives. Number 2. Okay. So this says, River of Release. Drift along the river of release, where waters carry away burdens, guiding towards renewal. It'll happen. Just not right now. So who's next? Who's next for their free 1-question reading? They are free tonight under the blessing of the sun, of the planet Jupiter, who rules over Thursday. Normally these are $8, but they are free tonight. The only questions I will not ask or not answer are any questions regarding legal proceedings or medical procedures. Other than that, we're good. If you do want to donate because you love me that much, my Venmo is in the Garden Tarot, and my Cash App is $ Teresa Kimmy. Yeah, that's probably why it's not, that's probably one of the reasons why it's not a good time for you. You've just got other stuff going on. Maybe you're going to meet someone after you graduate. Maybe summer, some kind of summer romance. You never know. You know, the very first boyfriend I ever had was, I was 22. And I met him at a church pool party many, many years ago. But I never dated in high school. Okay. So let me put you on my list in case it gets busy. I don't want to lose track of who's in here. Devaya. Put you on the queue, and then I'll go ahead and do your question. All right. So Debbie is trying to figure out a way to get to a certain place to settle down, but it doesn't seem to be working out. And they're wondering what they should do about that. What should she do about the whole moving situation? What should Deva do about the whole moving situation? Okay, so the first card that comes out is, what is your role? Trying to find some justice. What is the role of others, or what is out of your hands? The Two of Swords reversed. What works in your favor? The Ace of Wands. What stands in your way? The Knight of Cups. And what is the best course of action? Five of Pentacles reversed. It's getting dark in here. Let me turn on my light. So, your role in this is that you're going to have to be, you know, justice is about fairness, and the fact that it's reversed tells me you're going to have to play a little dirty pool. So, and what I mean by that is that you may have to go outside like the normal things that you might do to get a place. And I feel like all these words keep coming up, like deceitful and misleading and all that stuff, but I don't mean it like in a bad way. I mean, you might have to like sugarcoat things and bend the truth a wee bit to get people to respond to you. And then the next one is like, what is out of your hands or the role of others in the situation. And I think not so hard to believe what's out of your hands is the decision. Like, are you trying like a roommate situation, or are you looking for like a home or an apartment? Oh, a piece of land, I see. So you're dealing with a person to purchase that piece of land. I'm trying to determine whether it's the situation out of your control or an actual person you're dealing with. I think that probably, with that being I'm going to say that that's probably the situation, what's out of your control. And that is that a decision's going to be made or has already been made. And someone maybe that's where this kind of comes into it. Okay, I think that you might want to check into, I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking. I'm not what my vibe is. I think you need to check into the honesty of those people. Yeah, because I just feel like they're kind of. I hope I'm not using like turns of phrase you're not familiar with, because I don't know whether you're in the United States or another country. But I think they're jerking your chain. I think they're trying to get something out of you and then end up not giving you what you want. There feels like some deceit there. And that might explain why you need to be a little bit more cagey and world-wise and ask questions. The thing about liars is that if you keep asking questions, eventually the whatever deceit that they've got out there will be revealed. It'll become real obvious if you keep asking questions. But I wouldn't even want to deal with people that you think are being misleading. I think you need to find probably another, just based on that alone, find another place. There's a reason why because the Two of Swords is like the decision's already been made. So that tells me that the land's already been sold. Okay? So what works in your favor is that this is not your first rodeo. I'm using a lot of idiomatic expressions. So thank goodness, this is not the first time you've had to do this kind of business dealing, like maybe where you live now. So you're not a complete innocent, which they may be thinking you are. You're not a complete innocent. You have resources available to you, so that's working in your favor. What's not working in your favor, what's going against you, is letting your emotions have sway here. So I want you, if you start having feelings about things, like, oh, but it's so beautiful, I want it so bad, try to stay away from that, so that you're strictly just dealing on the mental and what's in front of you and what you already know. And then the outcome, of course, the Five of Pentacles reversed, the most likely cause of action, most likely course of action is to walk away. Walk away. It is not the paradise. It is not the shelter that you think it is. And I don't know whether you have hired the services of an attorney, but I think that you probably need to walk away from this deal and find an honest person or persons. That would be my advice to you, my friend. And I keep thinking about that card you keep getting. Sabotage. Remember you kept getting, was it you? I think it was you, kept getting sabotage. It's really interesting. Okay. These guys think you're an easy mark, but you're not. You're savvy and you're smart, and you're not and you're seeing through whatever they're doing. You do like the place. There is another place that's going to be even better, okay? Let's do your, I'm afraid to say, let's do your oracle card. Yeah. That sabotage card kept coming up, and now it's making a whole lot of sense, isn't it? So which card would you like, deck would you like, 1, 2, or 3 for your oracle? 2. Okay, steady progress. Patience is your ally. Celebrate each step forward, no matter the size. So patience is your ally, I feel like, is a strong message to you. Have faith that something better or something just as good is going to come along, and just walk away from this deal. It does not feel good to me at all. All right. So the queue is open again if anyone would like to ask a question. I'm just relieved not to see the sabotage card again. You know, I don't know what your belief system is, but someone up there in the ether really wanted to protect you. To keep getting that card over and over again. You're welcome, dear. You have to let me know if you find the right spot, but that's not it. Oh, why did your laptop take you off to live? Why did it do that? Do you know? I was wondering if you were still here. It shows there's 2 people. It is, but you need to protect yourself. It exited you. Bad computer. I know it's difficult to let go of, Deva, yeah, but because, you know, the Knight of Cups was there. I mean, you definitely were in love with it, but you've just got to have faith that there's something as good, if not better, for you in the future, and you have to have patience with that. You don't want to get into a business deal with dishonest people. If people aren't straight with you, if, you know, you just back away, you know. So the queue is open. I am offering my normally $8 one question reading for free, because today is Jupiter's day, and Jupiter is about expansion. And Jupiter is about luck. Jupiter is about prosperity. Jupiter is about generosity. So I'll answer any question you might have, except for any question that has to do with legal problems or medical problems. Oh, Zara, that's really sweet. I'm going to be on, at least at this point, for about another 30 minutes or so if anyone else comes in and would like a reading. Oh, I have to make sure that I'm not burning my enchiladas. I'm still here in the room, but I have to walk over the other side where the stove is and check on it. See, I got all wrapped up in what I was talking to you guys about. I completely forgot about my food. Oh yeah, I think it's done now. Yeah. I'm going to turn that off, let it sit in the oven so it'll stay warm. All right. You mean this live, the free reading live, or do you mean just in general? Yeah, I do have plans. Tomorrow is ruled by Venus. So I will be, the free question of the day tomorrow will be, how can you turn on the charm for either a person or a group? And then, I don't know, Zara, I haven't seen you since I changed it. So I don't know if you saw my video where I talked about how the live streaming service I have was limiting how much time I could have. So I got rid of them and I found this other live streaming service which is open source. So I can use it for however long I want for as many days I want. So I'm back in my regular schedule. I may cut that down pretty drastically, mainly because I have to be putting more energy into things that are making money for me, and right now this is not really, I enjoy it. I mean, I get a lot of pleasure out of helping people, but as far as like monetary stuff, it's not really doing that for me right now. Hopefully it will eventually, so I may have to cut back just because the time I spend preparing for it and actually doing it could be used to do other things that will bring in money, bring in income. I got to be business savvy. But so far, I still plan to be every week, every day of the week, depending on whatever planet is, presiding over that day like I was last week. Yeah. I'm a Pisces, so I have a hard time with that. That's like a hard thing for me to say, and internally it's difficult for me because, in a perfect world I would do everything for free all the time. But I have to be more realistic. I have to be a more realistic person, not so much of a altruistic person. So that's kind of the gist right now. Oh, that's sweet. I really like having you visit. You and everybody else that is like a regular. It's nice to have you come in. It's nice to talk to you. Like I said, it's an internal struggle for me. But I'm thinking about the future. I'm going to need to. I'll be 64 in less than a year now. And my birthday's in March, and so I'm going to need to get serious about leaving the country. And so I need to focus more on the things I need to do to make that happen. And one of those things is I need to save up more money than I have been saving. I got a little spider friend just came in for a visit. I think it's some kind of like wolf spider, just by the way it's moving. Well, the problem is that I don't mind doing free readings, but nobody wants to actually pay for the reading. They want it free. And so one of two things has to happen. Either people need to be willing to donate the $8, or I need to have enough subscribers so that I am monetized. My eBay shop, let me look. I'm sure there's nothing in there that you would want, Zara. But let me look. It's something that I had a long time ago because I used to sell like vintage clothing, and I just started it up again. And I'm selling kind of things in the house that, just trying to get rid of the actual things that I own so that I don't have, because when I leave the country, I won't be able to take all that with me. So here's my shop name. Yeah, get back to your question, Diva. At first I wasn't like having a specific, like right now most days of the week I have a, depending on the planet, I formulate a free question. And the reason why I did that is because previous to that I wasn't. I was just saying, well, what's your question? And it was becoming a little spiritually exhausting for me. Oh, you're very sweet. So we'll see. But don't get me wrong, I really enjoy it. I enjoy speaking to people and I enjoy reading for them. I just have to be more practical in how I use my energy. Because I am 63 years old. I do not have the energy that Zara has. I wish I did, but I don't. And if you've ever done any kind of energy type work, it does, I don't know how to explain it if you've never done it, but you are giving something to people. Like when you're reading for people, whether you're reading their palm or doing a tarot reading or whatever it is, or you're doing Reiki, energy is being put out. And if you're not a person, a lot of people aren't able to, but if you're a person who doesn't acknowledge the non-physical part of our world, then you don't understand that the idea of energy having to be exchanged. So, and I don't feel like doing a whole video of philosophy and all that stuff. That's just not my thing. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the ones where like people do it by your horoscope, or they do it by like pick pile 1, 2, or 3, right? Is that what you mean? Well, any time when you're like, for example, if you're working with children are sponges. They're young, they're immature. They can take a lot of energy to take care of, because there is no exchange of energy there. Okay, yeah. I know a lot of people that do that, and I think it's good as far as like maybe building a subscription group. But there is, and maybe, it's funny you mentioned that, Diva, because I've actually been thinking of doing that. Yeah, the Reiki is like channeling healing energy. It's a particular system that a lot of people believe in. There's this guy, his name was Dr. Yeshua, I believe it was, and he has these symbols, and you get an attunement from another Reiki practitioner that allows you to do this healing energy with your hands. I had a friend who was a Reiki person more than 20 years ago now, and she actually gave me a second level attunement, but I never really used it as a healing modality. But yeah, there's other things. There's herbalism, there's acupressure and acupuncture. I'm sure that there are, for as many cultures as there's some kind of energy healing. Yeah, the energy comes in from source. But that's true. But if it's more about the balance. It's not so much about a lack of energy, it's about having a balance of energy, I guess, for lack of a better word. But yeah, back to what you were saying, I have actually thought about that. Now there are a couple of people that do that I follow. Dream work is super interesting. But I just don't know if that's something I want to do. But you're right, it would be a way to build up enough people so that I would be monetized, and that would be beneficial. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm easy. I just know that I'll be 64 in March, and that gives me I don't want to be living here when Medicare kicks in. Yeah, you're right, Diva. I should go ahead and try it and just see how it works. Well, then let me ask you your opinion. What do you think would be better to do? I think it would be better to do have 3 piles and have people pick a pile rather than do it by astrological sign. What do you think would be the best way to go about that? Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I think I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm appreciating your input. So, maybe what I could do, is like instead of doing the energy of each day and having it be alive, maybe I can just do like 1 live a week, and the rest of them be a pick a pile kind of thing. My goal is to leave here by next March. The problem I have with the 12 sign ones from my personal point of view is that they tend to not really be very relevant. Like, it's kind of hit or miss. So again, there's no real energy exchange there. Whereas the piles, where the person's picking the pile they're most drawn to, they're participating in the energy exchange. So I think it tends to have better hits. Yeah, thanks, Zara. We'll see. I have to renew my passport. It's going to expire in less than a year, so that's the first step. And that alone is $130 to renew my passport. So there's that, and then want to save up money so I can pay first and last on a rental and all the things that go along with it. Yeah, you're right. It is easier to do 3. It's still a lot of work because you're basically doing 3 different readings all at the same time. That could be challenging. Well, let me talk about Diva's question first. Diva, I'm not sure. I'm leaning towards Central and South America. Probably, what I'll probably do is start in Guatemala and then keep moving south. And I'm leaning that way for a lot of reasons. One of them is it's cheaper to get there because it's quite expensive to get to Europe or Asia for sure. And also because it's consistently, although there's different versions of it, the same language throughout, so I wouldn't be having to worry about different languages as I go through. How do I feel about our economy? Our economy is, I'm not really in the economy, Zara, because I am retired. I'm on Social Security, so I'm not involved in the economy. But because I'm retired, oh, awesome! How do you like Peru? Because I'm retired and I'm on this fixed income, it has become extremely difficult for me to take care of myself here. Extremely difficult. Deva, I'm actually, Peru is one of the places that I plan to go. I was thinking Guatemala and then maybe Panama. I'm kind of on the fence with Panama, and then Colombia and Peru, Chile, and then possibly on the other side Uruguay and southern Argentina. Yeah, I mean, I literally can't afford to live. I literally cannot afford a house here or an apartment. The only reason why I have shelter right now is because I have a relative who's letting me pay what I can actually afford to pay, which is not even half of what most places rent for around here. It's super expensive to live here, super expensive. And I lived in China. I know that the rest of the world is not like this. Of course, now we've got the whole kind of backlash. People are not liking Americans. Yeah, Diva, Guatemala, I think the main attraction for me is, first of all, chocolate. And it's closer, it's the closest of the countries I want to check out. But I'll probably just stay, I think it's Antigua, is like a suburb of Guatemala City that I want to check out. Yeah. Yeah. And I did teach ESL when I was in China, so it's a possibility I could pick up some students down there. I don't know. We'll see. Is there really? I thought Guatemala is like where all the chocolate came from. I thought that's where all the chocolate plants were. People ask me that a lot, Zara, and I would say that when you're working, you have a regular job and bills and all that stuff, it's like anywhere else. People are the same everywhere. People are people. They're not backward. They're not mean. Or I should say that there are mean people and nice people. There are honest people and dishonest people. There are hardworking people. There are lazy people. It's all like people are people. And I enjoyed my time in China. The people were very nice. The public transportation was fantastic. The cost of living was really affordable. The only downside was the language barrier, of course, and that where I lived was very tropical, so extremely hot and humid. Visit Lake. Yes, I want to go there. I actually almost went there earlier in the year. I had contacted a guy who had an Airbnb on the lake there. So it depends on whether I'm just going to be there for a week or whether I'm going to stay there for however long the country will let me stay, which I think is 3 months. But yes, I hear it's beautiful. I hear there's villages all around and each one kind of has their artisan specialty. Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome. Yeah, I really love learning about new cultures, and I also, I'm a visual art teacher. That's what I used to teach. So I am really interested in the art. Super interested in it, both modern and traditional. So that would be really exciting for me. I'm interested in having a different kind of economy where like fresh, like in China, you can get fresh fruit on almost every corner. You know, when you go to the grocery store, you want to buy fish, it's swimming around in a fish tank. I did not realize that, Diva. Yeah, that's what I've heard that, Deva. That's why I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll just move down and kind of check out all the countries. It's kind of slow travel, if you will, and then I'll be able to make a decision about what's the right place for me. But I got to renew my passport. That's the number one thing, because it's going to expire in 7 months. So that's the first thing. That, and hopefully no one will, people will forget. I don't know, I feel like Americans are kind of have a bad look on them now, you know. But anyway, we'll see. Listen, ladies, I'm gonna it's almost been an hour and it looks like it's just the three of us. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, and I'm gonna go eat my dinner. But thanks for being here, Diva. We are definitely going to have to connect about when I'm ready to go to Peru. I would love to meet up with you. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I can't go to Mexico. I don't like Mexico. I don't like the. It's just very touristy. The places that I'd want to go are very touristy, like Cancun and all that. See you later, Zara. And then I don't like the desert. So I know that's not all there is to Mexico. I'm sure it's wonderful, but it's just not high on my list of places I'd like to check out. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we'll see. Maybe you're there, maybe you won't be there. Time will tell. All right, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you. And eat my enchiladas, and maybe I'll be back later. I'm not sure, but I think I'm done for the night. Thank you so much for your advice and your interests. I really appreciate it. Oaxaca, yeah. There's just so many Americans that go down there, and not all of them are nice people. I'm trying not to get too into the weeds as far as American politics. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I got what? When's my birthday? March. So September, October, November, December, January, February. I got 7 months. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love their art. I would love to go there for Dia de Muertos. I know they're not the only ones that celebrate that, but I would love that. But we'll see. All right, I'm going to go. I will see you on the flip side, my lady friends. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?